Hey there, lovely people. Welcome back to the lovely place. This is Sean, and today we are up here and we are cutting the field. This will be the last cut of the year, and so I thought I would get you a little footage of this field getting cut and let you see the difference between before and after. Now, yesterday we were up here for probably, I don't know, about 6-7 hours. And we were about to start cutting this field, and we did the perimeter of it. But I texted my neighbor and I'm like, hey, this is the last cut of the year. If you want it done, let me know ASAP. And he shot me a text right back, said, yeah, go ahead and do his. And so I said, well, we better go ahead and just take care of his first. And then we'll do all we can to, get as much done yesterday as we could on ours, and then come back and just wrap it up today. What happened was we finished his, and the moment we finished, the biggest storm blew in and we had all sorts of rain. So it just wasn't a good day to continue and mow ours. So today we're going to be cutting ours with the same tractor, the same bush hog. We have a Case IH 75C. It's a 2020 model. And we've got a Rhino 3150, which is a 15-foot batwing bush hog. So as we're cutting today, what I'm going to try to do is get the drone in the air and get you some footage from above the tractor, and that way you can actually see a good view of what this thing is doing and the big 15-foot wide path that it's cutting through this field. This is about 18 to 20 acres of open land here. It's 20 if you count all the little paths by the driveway and the hillside. But we've already cut the driveway and the hillside. Maybe even, I think it might have been on a previous video with Blue, which is our 550, or is it a 570? Anyway, it's a Polaris four-wheeler, pulling the Swisher, which is the Country Cut Swisher field and brush mower. And so we already got that done, and today and yesterday, like I said, we got the perimeter of the field. So today's going to be easy street. We're just going to be cruising around the field, and it's thinned out because it's in September now, and actually very end of September, and the field's thinned out, so we'll be able to cruise probably in fourth gear and probably around 5 miles an hour the whole time. So I'd say we'll be able to knock out what we've got today. Total for us, I'd say 6 hours, maybe less. So here's a up close and personal look of the Case 75C. I've got my WR long grapple on here now because we've been doing a lot of grapple work. We're just going to keep it on there. I'm probably going to go ahead and, since I mowed so much yesterday, I want to raise that hood up, pull out my screens in front of my radiator and everything, and blow that off real quick. But this one has a buddy seat over on the other side. I'll show you the inside, but this is the 3150 batwing, the Rhino, and it is desperate time for a nice blade grinding and sharpening on here. But this thing's only a couple years old, 2.5 years old, and it's a beast. I've really done a lot of cutting with it, as you can see, and have really enjoyed it. But it's so far so good. No worries with it, and the Case is doing great too. We're real happy with our decision on the Case. Here's the buddy seat. In a previous video, I had a little tractor accident and busted out that back window, and there's another video of us replacing that back window. But this thing's got it all. It's got the sunroof, so this design so you can see the loader if it's up real high. Really doesn't serve me a lot of purpose. I do like having that open light coming in, and the shade keeps the sun off, so that's nice. It's got tilt column here on the steering wheel, which is great. I love having the steering wheel down in my lap. And there's other videos on this thing. I just wanted to, for those of you guys who've not been here before and seen this channel, just show you this tractor and what we're using today. And if you haven't been here before, this is called the Lovely Place. The reason we purchased this property just 2.5 years ago was because we felt like it was time to have an off-grid location that we could come to and we could be self-sufficient. We want to grow gardens, so we're not mowing this and cutting this field because that's what we want to do. We're doing that because we've not yet developed it into pasture land, and we've not yet got fences up, and we've not put a pond out here yet, and we've not put gardens out here yet. And we're doing this slowly. Unfortunately, we're doing it as we can do it. We don't live here right now. This is our off-grid property that we're hoping to build a home out here. Right now, you see behind me the pole barn, which someday will become a emergency tiny house, we'll call it. Not an official living space, but a place that if there is a need, we will have a place that has electricity, water, and it's off grid. We're gonna have solar panels out here. We're gonna have rain catch off of the roof of it. We've already got our tanks. We've already purchased the solar panels and the whole system. That'll be going up as soon as we finish out the inside of the barn and put the walls and the cabinets in. We've got a bathroom, shower in there. It's gonna be nice. You could live in it, but that's not our plan. The plan is to make it a place that we can stay when we're up here working. We can clean up, we can prepare food, and then of course go back home. But when there is a case, or if there is a case where we need to skedaddle out of Dodge from the suburbs to the off-grid homestead, then we will have that place ready. So I just hope we get it ready in time. So God willing, we will. And hopefully there will never come a time where we're in desperate need for a place like this. But if there ever does become that time that we need this place, that's what it's here for. And in the meantime, we've got 40 acres back that way of woods, approximately 20 acres up this way of field, side to side, creek running the entire length of the property. So we've got a great water source. It does dry up, and in the real heat and drought of the summer, there's just a little standing water in the creek right now. It's definitely not good. The first year we were here, it rained a lot, and the creek, it flowed the whole time. Year two, it was a drought worse than this year, which was last summer, and then we had no water for like 4 months in that creek. And so we can't rely on that creek. I hope we can rely on rain catch, but we need more containers. We've got two 1,550 gallon big black water containers right now. And we're gonna be building a shop over on the other side of where the house would be. And that will have a huge roof. That's gonna probably come before the house does, so that we can have storage and we can have a place to bring all of our own property and store it while we're building the house, and that way we can sell our house if we end up doing all that. So we'll see. We'll figure out what God's gonna lead us to do, and that's what we will do. So let's get to cutting this yard and this field and see how this looks from the air. I'm excited about it. going to get the perimeter just a little bit wider all the way around here, and we'll do this whole section closer back to the barn first. This is the larger portion, and then we'll go up front on the other side of the driveway and get those two fields up that way. But as you can see out front, where we've already cut, where the grass is a little higher, on the front of the tractor here, you'll be able to see kind of where I keep the position of the tractor, so that my batwing here in the back is cutting the maximum amount with a little bit of overlap so that I don't miss a spot. I'm going to go around this pile of trees here. Do is I'm going to drop the RPMs down a little bit, shut that PTO off, and now I'm going to get out of this tractor and I'm going to do something I've never done. I'm going to try to put this drone in the air and put it on GPS follow and try to see if it will follow this tractor around the field, see what kind of footage we'll get. Cross your fingers I don't crash and burn. right, well, lovely people, I had to call that one early, call it off early. We ended up getting rain again. So, yeah, you can see it's all wet back there. I had the drone up in the air trying to get you some cool footage. I tell you what, it just wasn't my day. That was my first time doing it. Not the first time flying the drone, but the first time recording, you know, as I was in the tractor. And that's a job. And it's a job because the GPS follow on this particular drone, this by the way is a Ruco GIM 211, I think is the full name. I could be off a little bit on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's it. Anyway, the GPS just didn't follow and get the whole tractor and the whole cutter and screen the whole time. So first I had recorded a ton of footage, and then I realized this is crazy, but I realized I had not put an SD card in the drone. So I was seeing it on my phone because the phone is the display, and I could actually watch it back on the phone, and I was watching it back on the phone in between cuts just to see how it looked. And then after doing all of that, I realized that it was not recording in a high resolution. Then I did get an SD card in. It had already sprinkled some, but it had stopped. And got the SD card in, got back out there. Mrs. Lovely said, I'm getting off this tractor for a while you do that. She was with me the first time, and she was helping me. And so the part that you did just see, that was me driving this tractor, mainly not being in GPS follow, and sometimes putting it in GPS follow. But then I saw the sprinkles coming, and I'm like, that drone's not really waterproof. And you can see the rain running off of this thing. And so I went ahead and just called it done, and we'll just have to come back and finish the field another day. I thought that I would be able to get this thing done today. There was no call for rain yesterday, and I finished the neighbor's field, and the sky blew open. And I don't like cutting when it's wet because I don't want to get a bunch of wet grass underneath the Rhino. And so that's why I just quit now. We could keep cutting, of course, it would be fine. I just, you know, this might be the last cut of the year, and I'd rather not get this thing extremely dirty because I'll need to pressure wash it probably and get it ready for storing it for the winter. But yeah, I'll just come back and do it another time. So until then, lovely people, thanks for joining us today. I hope that you had fun with me. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, we'd love for you to be a part of the Lovely Place journey as we turn this wonderful, lovely spot into the Lovely Place homestead. We'll talk to you next time. God bless you. Thanks.